This is way too much water for the amount of rain we've had. Which means that the water's been diverted from somewhere to make this much. Once again, this is way too much water for the small amount of rain we've had. Water has been diverted somewhere along the line back up with the new highway. Yes, we get flows like this, but it's usually 4 or 5 times the amount of rain that we've had to get this to flow like this. This channel here is supposed to be taking away all the water from the road. As you see, it's only trickling. So somewhere on this channel they've diverted the water so it comes into our paddock. I can show you on the other side as well, it's only a trickle. This channel here is supposed to be taking away huge amounts of water as well, but the water that this would normally have had has been diverted across to the other side somehow. And the small amount that's coming down here is like incidental compared to what we're getting on the other side from where they've diverted water which was never run there before. Here's one of the reasons why the water's probably not flowing down there as best it could. And we get this stuff all the time. It's just not a very good construction. And then they've got these things that all the way along that are collecting the water and sending it straight across into there. And big culverts like this one, water coming from everywhere into this culvert and draining straight across into the neighbour's property and then into ours. Nothing going past this point by the looks of it, it's all going across into our paddock. And then, no, they didn't do that, they said, which is a load of BS. And here it is going into the neighbour's property. You can see it going in straight down the thing onto his driveway across into our paddock. Yep, yeah, it's going down there. I'll take a walk down his driveway in a second and you can see it at the bottom, coming across the bottom of our paddock. Water that's never come there before, ever. Yep, some water has come across here at some stage, gone across there and gone down there, but it seems to have dried up at this point in time. But you can see the water in our paddock down there quite clearly. That's never been flooded like that before. This water is coming out of the road construction. Now here's the water coming straight down the hill, straight into Dwayne's driveway, straight across the bottom here. He's not going to be able to get in and out. Luckily he's not living here at the moment, but it's just going to be an absolute nightmare. And it's pooling down the bottom and it will be going across into our paddock. Some of it will be seeping underground, but the majority of it will be making it into our paddock through there. Yes, there is stuff coming out of the creek bed over here, but that's because they've diverted water higher up. Just walking around here. This paddock, yes, it gets flooded a little bit, but nothing like this. It's just pouring out of the creek bed because they've diverted water further up. It's going across there, it's going into places where it's never been before. Down here I've got some posts. I've got where I was going to put a shelter for the animals because it never flooded. Well, I can tell you now, it floods, and they won't be able to put up that shelter for the animals right there, because this is just flowing. That's coming out of here, out of Dwayne's place, down the hill over there, to here. Some of it's going underground, some of it's coming across the surface, but this never flooded until they put the road in. You can see this stuff just leaking straight out of the embankment. They've absolutely destroyed Dwayne's property, and I think they're destroying ours as well. And they don't want to claim any responsibility. I think that's just BS, personally. Now this is to the neighbour's property behind us. There's 5 properties up here that use this, and again the water's been diverted. There's not been enough water to cause this, but it's probably eaten most of this away, and it's well up to the door sills. Even this has never been flooded here before. So we got water coming in a lot more than it's ever done. All the time we've lived in the property of ours, which is on that side, there's never been water this far up this road. That's the back of our property just there. Looks like somebody's decided to put a drain in just there, all the way down, because they could see that it was going to make a hell of a swell up in the creek bed itself. But what they've done is diverted the water into the back of our place at a low point, which is also causing an extra lot of damage. Some of it looks like it might be going down further, but fair whack of it. Just coming in here and then going across that way as well as here. It may also be increasing the underground water. But this has got me, this has never flooded like this before here. Extremely fast. For the small amount of water we've had, this is ridiculous. It means the road has diverted water. I'm going to have to go up higher even to find out where it's been diverted, another place where it's been diverted from. Okay, this culvert wasn't here until the road went in, and it's diverting water into the creek bed as well, which means we're getting flooded with water that's never been coming to us. In the past, it used to go down the other side of the road, and this is just bucketing out of here. So it's just adding to all the excesses coming from other places. So I'd say there's more and more of these culverts being added to this side, and it's decided that it's just going to flood the fuck out of our place. Alright, we've got water coming down this side of the highway past this property here. It goes into that culvert, and it's coming out the other side along with whatever's coming down off that property over there, which we never got any water off before because it always ended up travelling down this side of the road. And it's coming down here and going into this culvert, which is then flooding the other side of the road, which is our property. And into Dwayne's as well, and flooding the back of his. So all this water originally would have flowed all the way down towards the basin on this side of the road, wouldn't have come across the road into our property. But we're getting water off not just one, that one, and that one up there, all their properties, and it's all converging in our river and basin system down there, which then goes out to Diana's Basin, thus flooding our property. Once again, this is all coming from much higher up properties that never ever sent water to us. I can see it coming down the driveway over there, running into the other side of the culvert, coming out of the culvert. Some of it's coming down this side from that property into here, and it's flowing quite rapidly through, which means it's coming out the other side over here. Just have to wait for some cars. We'll go across and see how it's coming out, and then this will be running down into that river system. Yep, here it is coming out, running across there, running down into the river system. Now this was never here, so this didn't actually do this in the past. So this is the increase of water coming from much higher up than it used to. And it's probably further up even more as they come down the channels. There's another culvert up there, about there where those two are, so that's probably also doing the same. So much for the, oh, we didn't divert any water onto your property. They have done huge amounts of damage to all the properties along here.